Hello and welcome to the Build With Baer Workshop. My name is Pat Baer. I'm here to build a model kit and hang out with all of you. I'm throwing the Bear Cave, the Lego, the site emote in the chat. If you're currently subscribed, you can throw the Bear Cave or the Lego emote. If you're tier 2, you get the site as well. You can also just say hi. You don't have to say anything at all if you don't want to. You can, the T's here, welcome to T. You can also, you know, use other people's emotes or whatever. Just say like, oh, hey, or building. You just, type in all caps, building, because that's what we're doing tonight. And you might think to yourself, Pat, I know that you've got the Gyan to build. You got the Gyan, and you're excited about it, Pat, because it's a night-themed mobile suit, and it looks like a suit of armor. And so you're like, this is really, really cool, and a thing that you're into. And you're right about that. Those are true statements. But I saw on Twitter, Pat, that you said that you were going to show off the transformation mode of the H2 Magnum, which is a kit that does have a transformation and it gets a flight mode. And you were going to show that off on stream. But now you're saying you're not going to do that? What's up? What happened? And the answer is simple. It sucks. The transformation causes the kit to fall the fuck apart. It's a real pain in the ass. It doesn't work right. The arms just want to fall off from the body when you twist them in the way that you're supposed to. And it doesn't even look good. And I was like, fuck this shit. I'm not doing it. The H2 Magnum. Lashbrook's here. What's up, Lashbrook? The H2 Magnum was a fun kit to build. I am thankful. Thank you, Chris Weed, for making that purchase off my Amazon wishlist, allowing me to build that fantastic kit. There were elements about it that were weird in a way that I really appreciated and enjoyed. I had fun building it. But at the end of the day, it's still a frustrating transformation. And I got to chalk it up to the last good one was the Kyrios. The Kyrios transformation was easy to do and looked fantastic. And I don't think I've built a kit since that had a good transformation. So, yeah. I mean, maybe some of the high grades from like Build Divers are okay. They're fine. But yeah. So I'm not even going to do that because I was trying to like transform it so I could show it off at the top of the stream. And I was like, this is annoying. And the arms just kept falling off. And there's no way to like blue tack it because the arms have to be able to transform back into the robot mode. So we were I was at a loss. Not we, I was. I was like, oh, I don't know what to do here. So again, didn't know what to do. So I made the choice to not do anything. And then hopefully we can all just forget about that H2 Magnum, which, as I said, good looking kit. Just had a bad bit at the end there. Tonight we're working on the Gyan. A classic kit from years ago. This is an old school kit that was revamped. This is the revised version from the year 2016. So it's a new, I believe. Let's see. We'll look at this. Yes, 2016. So this new plastic from 2016. This is a new design of the kit, and so all the components should be 2016. With the exception of possibly the poly caps could be from a different year because they would, they design these kits around using the poly caps multiple times, or on multiple kits throughout the years. So yeah, so this is a new mold, a new version of this kit that came out in 2016. And I just never built it. It just never came up as a kit that I would be interested in putting together. So I haven't until now, and I'm excited to put it together. I'm hoping, I'll be honest, folks, I'm hoping more of y'all show up. And I hope that more people come and join the people that are already watching, because it is nice when people come and watch the stream. So I'm just hoping for more of that. Tonight, we will discuss 2 video games that I've been playing that are new video games. I'm playing 2 new video games at once? Who is this? Who's that guy? And we'll also talk about a little bit about cooking, because, I don't know, it's fun to talk about cooking. We'll talk about some manga. We'll talk about some anime. We'll talk about what you want to talk about. I'm sure conversation will come up. And I'll just do kind of a chill stream, I guess. I'm going to retweet my tweet, see if a few more friends want to join us tonight. If not, that's okay, as always. But I do like it when people are here, especially since we're working on this oddball kit. It would be nice if more friends came to join us. But yeah, let's go to the overhead right there, Gyan. We've got blue and a purple, but those are going to be black. The blue and the purple will both be black. The yellow, this is not really yellow, but we're going to go with black on this as well. And then we'll do brown marker on the red here, this is part of the shield. Which I've been told that some people don't like that shield. To which I would say, what? It's fucking cool as hell. It's a cool ass shield. This whole kit is cool as hell. I don't get. Apparently, some people not a big fan of this kit. I'm a huge fan of the Gyan because it is, or Gyan. It's Gyan or Gyan, and I can't really remember. The shield reminds me of Apollo Geist, an old Kamen Rider villain. Yes, and they're both inspired by the same thing, which is legitimate armor. This kit is like, this is a knight kit, and you may know this about me. I love a mobile suit that is based on a suit of armor, and that is what's happening in this kit. I'm a big fan of that because it is totally unnecessary and complete nonsense, and I'm here for it. Looks real good. As with many high grades of this kind, we are going to start with the body. We'll do the body, and then the head, and then the arms, and then the legs, and then the waist last, and then the weapons, and then we'll put it all together. The weapon and shield. Simple design. This is an up-close combat mobile suit. Very Knights of the Round Table inspired, obviously, pseudo armor looking motherfucker. Lots of polycaps. Not too many stickers. You can see here, only 3 stickers, which is pretty great if you don't mind me saying so. One of them is like a color correction sticker for the chest. And then the others are like with the eye, and I can't remember what the third one is, but we'll figure it out when we get there. So let's start working on our kit. I hope you're all doing well out there. I'm doing okay, I would say. I would classify myself right now as doing okay. I would like to do better. I have done worse and been worse. Aristofan says, good evening, Chunky Night Boy. Indeed. Welcome, Aristofan. Happy to have you here. And this is indeed a Chunky Night Boy. Our Gyan is looking real good, looking real nonsense, looking like it is a suit of armor. Like if you took off the helmet, there'd just be somebody under there being like, "Oh, I gotta go to battle. I don't have very good visibility out of this helmet. It just feels very put upon for some reason. In my mind, the Gyan is just really put upon, and just like, oh, what am I even doing here? All right, so first things first, let's talk cooking. Let's just get into it. Did a little cooking lately. I haven't done much in a while. Feeling pretty inspired though lately. I made my own versions of kind of chicken cordon bleu, and it was pretty great. So this is a very simple recipe, which I might do at a I don't know, because it does involve frying, so I don't know if I would actually do it at a cooking stream. But it's a pretty simple recipe. There's a lot you have to do, but it actually is technically not hard to do, if that makes any sense. Chicken breast, cut it up into kind of not bite-sized, but smaller pieces, manageable pieces. Put a little ham there. You bread the chicken. Put a little ham in there, and then you want to take that and put. You don't put any cheese in yet, because you're just frying the chicken a little bit to cook it, and then you're using skewers to basically like take the chicken breast, put some ham in there, fold it in half, put the skewers in, put it, flip it a couple times in a pan with oil to kind of fry it a little bit and browned, and then uh, you then put a little cheese in there. Now, I'm using provolone because provolone is great and has a good melting. Put a little provolone in there, then stick it in the oven to bake it, and then you just, the skewers come out, and you got yourself kind of a chicken cordon bleu, and it's I would describe it as fucking tasty as hell. Also had some chicken gravy because my mom was like, "We have chicken gravy," and I was like, "We have chicken gravy? Then we're gonna put chicken gravy on this." Did it need that? Absolutely not. It did not need that. Was it great to have it? You bet your ass it was. It was fucking great to have that. Dirty ass. Since you're out, also hi Dirty, welcome. Since you're out of the big city, have you thought about trying your hand at smoking? I have not. I mean, I don't mind smoked meats. I'm in favor of it. And of course, I don't do as much grilling as I like because there's 3 people in the house. So I would like to do more grilling. We did buy a bunch of charcoal and then we did grill. The grill's kind of like not great. At first, I thought you were asking Pat to take up cigarettes. The tea, it did flash in my mind for a second, but then I used context clues and made the assumption that because one would assume, Lashbrook also thought the same. We were talking about food. One would assume that, I mean, it's harder to smoke in the big city if you want to smoke cigarettes, but you certainly can. Might just be in your house or in your backyard or something on the stoop in front of your apartment building, but you can make it work. But I do think that is funny just to be like, hey Pat, you moved out of big city. What if you like got into smoking? Just like started smoking again. Because I did in my youth for a very short period. I don't recommend it. But also, you gotta live your life the way you want to live it. And also, you can make mistakes, like I did. It's perfectly reasonable to just make a terrible mistake, like I did, for a very long time, and then eventually be like, what am I even doing? I love this blue. Look at this blue. Look how beautiful this is. This is a lovely color. The colors on this kit, the purple and blue, ooh, fan-fucking-tastic. You can always smoke while working on smoking a brisket. It works for my uncle. There you go, Dirty. Yeah. So, so that was the homemade cordon bleu was pretty excellent. My dad's making chili tomorrow. I'm not much of a chili man myself, but I do appreciate that he works very hard on it, so I'm happy about that. Here's a fun thing. Many of you, I'm sure, are aware of the recipe to make baked ziti, in which you get yourself some ziti macaroni and you boil it, but you get it al dente. Then you're going to add in some sauce. You're going to get yourself a casserole dish, add in some sauce and the ziti, and then you're going to throw a cheese on there. Normally, you put mozzarella on there. Fresh mozzarella, grated, shredded mozzarella, whatever you want to do. Thinly sliced chunks of it. You can put whatever you want in there. Then you're going to pop that in the oven, get your cheese melty, get your ziti baked to completion. Excellent. Real good. My dad does put in beans. He is a beans man. He's doing like probably kidney beans, which I'm not the biggest fan of. But yeah, if my dad's making chili, there's going to be beans in there because he likes that. But the big ziti, here was the thing that we did that's a little different from the norm that I thought actually ended up real good. Which was, I have to look closely at this, sorry. Okay, goes with that. All right. Was instead of mozzarella, we had Parmesan. Thin shredded Parmesan. So not grated, like shredded Parmesan. We put that on instead. And that was pretty great. I mean, it melts as a shredded variety instead of doing the grated, which kind of clumps together. This was freshly shaved Parmesan, and it it melted really well, and it tasted great. I think mozzarella would have been fine, but this was like a different thing that I thought was pretty excellent as far as that. Oh, also we put some sausage on top because my mom didn't want to have the Italian sausage. Normally you would just pre-cook it, slice it, throw it in there, and then you just like find big chunks of sausage. But since mom didn't want that, we put it on top. It's not exactly how I would like it, but it was still pretty damn good. Uh, Shame. Otherwise, I might recommend making a Frito pie. Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, Frito pies are great. Yeah, I just don't like beans. I like a beanless chili, which I know makes me different and mysterious. Um, I had some shredded Parmesan, the real kind, not the powder, on a salad for dinner, and it's so good. Oh yes, that is very good on a salad. You are not wrong. Uh, yeah, that's pretty damn great. Okay, and then we're going to put this piece on here. We're going to finish the whole body before we do the panel lining, especially because, oh, the sticker is actually for the waist, but there's no point in panel lining parts that are going to get covered up. So, I mean, we can do it, but we might as well not worry about it. Let's get on there. Um, and yeah, that's kind of the big cooking things happening right now. Had pizza for dinner. Didn't make it, just, got pizza, went and picked it up. Uh, and I'm not going to say that this place is incredible, but I will say that it is good. It is great. It is great for South Carolina. It is actually like great considering where we are. Is it the best I've ever had? Oh, hell no. But is it like pretty damn good for where we're at? Yeah, I would say it's pretty damn good for where we're at. Um, it is. I guess I would classify it as surprisingly good, all things considered. Okay, we can panel line this now. We're going to be using black for the blue and the purple, and we're just going to highlight some stuff here. Get in the grates. Get in here with this. Kind of clean it, and we'll clean it up a little bit. Just going to highlight a couple spots. We're not going to get too deep into it, but we can get a little bit of detail on this. Try to make it pop a little bit. It'll look good. It'll look real good. Let's get in there. It'll catch the light a little bit, and that'll be nice. Okay, and then we'll just go and hit the old eraser. Clean it up. Frito pies are good, but I've been spoiled by the gut pack from when I used to go to Bear. It's like Frito pie on steroids. I just looked up gut pack, and that looks terrifying, says the T. I mean, to be gut pack, I think tells me that's GUTPAK. Dirty is telling me about gut pack, which I am now also going to look up because the VTEX gut pack. I'm going to look that up, and we're going to talk about it right now because I kind of need to know what's up with this thing. So let's look this up. This is the VTEX market. Gut pack recipe. Oh, so there's a gut pack recipe on the Food Network. And the Food Network describes this as VTEX gut packs have been a tailgating staple at Baylor's University since their invention in 1983. But the restaurant started out as a grocery and meat market in 1915 and has been in the VTEX family since then. A layer of corn chips are topped with smoked sausage, pinto beans, smoked brisket, and shredded cheddar, I should say, all served with 2 slices of bread, pickles, onions, and I'm going to start over on this. A layer of corn chips are topped with smoked sausage, pinto beans, smoked brisket, and shredded cheddar, all served with 2 slices of bread, pickles, onions, and pickled jalapenos. VTEX BBQ smokes their meat on site. We use liquid smoke to achieve a smoky flavor in the brisket. That's a gut pack. And I would say, outside of the pinto beans, that sounds fucking fantastic, and I would love to eat that. I'm not here for pinto beans. I'm not always here for you know, jalapenos, but I could overlook the beans and demolish that thing. Hot damn. Smothered in barbecue sauce too. I mean, well, dirty. Of course it is. Of fucking course it is. I could probably polish that off. Like I said, I'm not a big pinto bean man myself, but I could make that disappear in short order. No, no survivors. Take care of business. Wow. Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, had pizza tonight. Enjoyed it. We as a family. It was a good time to have that. Um, I think it weighs around 5 to 7 pounds. Is dirty. Yikes. And yeah. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah. Our friends of the family that live down the street from us, like the couple that are my parents are both very close to. Um, they were recently in Long Island visiting family, and they came back yesterday. And one of the things they did when they left, which was so they came back yesterday, which is Wednesday, so they left on Tuesday. They picked up uh, some bagels to bring back to us, and they bought them as they left. So were these bagels, these New York bagels, were they, the freshest as fresh can be? No. Were they fresher than any other bagel I've had down here? Hey, Lysander, 100%. I had the equivalent of 2 eggs because I use egg beaters most of the time, or the like. Equivalent of 2 eggs, sausage, bacon, and American cheese, a little bit of ketchup on a couple day old bagel from New York, and I was pretty fucking psyched about that. We have found some bagels that are okay around here. I mean, they're everything bagels, so like they don't fuck it up, and I'm happy about that. But like, look, I don't even want to say I would get bagels every week. I wasn't an every week bagel guy, but the idea of going into a deli in New York and getting deli sandwich on a bagel or a breakfast sandwich on a bagel, like that's a staple. It's like yeah, fresh rolls are good, but getting like a chicken, like just getting like a chicken fillet, breaded chicken fillet, and like cheddar cheese and mayonnaise, a little bit of lettuce on a fresh bagel because they baked those bagels that morning and it's only been a couple hours because you're getting the early lunch. Oh yeah, that's heaven. I miss that. Even just like way too much cream cheese on a bagel, and you're just like, hey, I didn't need all this fucking cream cheese. What are you guys doing? Why did you give me all this? Like, there'd be mornings where that was like exactly what I wanted. So it was nice having that. We got a couple more. Like I said, they're not the freshest as fresh can be, but it was also incredibly thoughtful of them to bring that. Uh, they're neighbors who in when my parents were out, and then they were out back in February. I went and fed the fish. They have a bunch of fish, and as my dad's job when they go away is they takes care of that. And since they were all away back in February, I did that. I was happy to. It's kind of neat feeding some fish. Um, but my dad enjoys that. He likes getting out and going and seeing them. He likes looking at them and hanging out, so he'll do that. I don't watch them as much as he does. I usually just go and feed them, and I'm like, cool. Now I can continue my day. All right, working on it again, and we have finished the body here, the chest, and now we have finished the waist. As you can see, we did put a sticker on there to color correct, which is a bummer, but it's a high grade, so I'm going to let that slide because it is looking good. And then we got to build the backpack, B13 and B14 and B15. This one, B. 14, and then B13, and then B15. Be whatever you want. 13. Let's see. Oh, hey, let's talk about some fucking video games, right? It's time to talk some video games. I'm playing two new games. Now, no spoilers, because I know that people are really psyched about this game, and they don't want to know, like, strategy, and they don't want to know, like, the story, and that things are unfolding, because, you know, of course, your main character has amnesia, and there's all these, like, twists and turns, and you're like, what's going on? Who is this? Why are you after me? What's happening? So you don't want to be spoiled about any of that, and I understand that, and so I'll work hard not to spoil anything. But of course, I've been playing Skatebird and really enjoy. I have been playing Skatebird, but of course, I was referencing Deathloop. Um, I've been playing Deathloop and Skatebird, and here's a weird thing. I'm way better at Deathloop than I am at Skatebird. I suck at Skatebird because I suck at skateboarding games, even one with a cool bird. Um, a hawk named Tony. I'm just so bad at Skatebird. Thought you were going to say Tales of Arise. No, I'm not playing Tales of Arise. I've played many Tales games in the past, but I am not currently playing that one. Not my style at the moment. But yeah, Skatebird fucking rules. Check out I think there's a demo. Check out some videos of that. You should try Skatebird. You should, Lysander. Okay, we have done the body here. We got our backpack. We got our chest here. It is time to move on to the head, which has the remaining two stickers. Which I wait. Oh, see, there's three stickers here, but we're gonna get to pick which one we want to use, and they just seem to be different sizes of the same eye. So I don't know. I think we'll like look at the bigger eyeball first, and then or we'll look at the smaller one, and then see if we want to make it bigger. Does that make sense? Could we just put it over it? Um, B27 is the face here. It's the face that runs the place. Um, Skatebird also on Game Pass. Ooh, it's also on Game Pass. So there you go, folks. If you got Game Pass, check out Skatebird because it's real cute, and I've been psyched about. Been thinking about this game for quite some time. I was certainly interested in it for quite a long time, and I am happy to finally be playing it. I mean, it's a very cute skateboarding game, and you're a cool bird, and you can randomize your bird, make it whatever, and customize, make your bird look real cool and neat. And it plays very well. I'm a big fan. I guess we should also talk about so Deathloop. Deathloop is this kind of like Hitman, but Groundhog Day. But also, what if everyone on the map in Hitman wanted to kill you? Like you know from the modern Hitman games, you're infiltrating a place and you got targets and different disguises will get you different places. You can stealth through it. Um, in Deathloop, every fucking person wants to kill you, and it makes sense because you're trying to end the death loop, and they would like you to not end the death loop. So they would like it to continue, and the best way to make it continue is for you to no longer exist. I'm enjoying it. I'm not that far in. I do wish it was I just wish there were like some people that were just like whatever. Like I wish it was a little bit more Hitman, but I understand why it isn't more Hitman. And it is certainly enjoyable. I am having a good time playing it. Um, yeah, it's just like it is. I mean, it's surprisingly competent, I think. Sometimes the dialogue is a little annoying, and I like that they've worked on that. It's like included in the thing that they're like, okay, at this point, this character is just going to stop talking to you and be like, great. Um, let's see, should I put the sticker on first? Let's see how this looks before I put it on there. Put it on there. I should do the sticker first. Okay. So the sticker is going to go right here in the center. and we're going to start with the small one and then see if we like the big one more. I missed the random uh, Eternalists are usually very lazy. Oh, yeah, yes. So there's characters that are like basically. I should say it's not like you can't fuck up and mess around and figure some stuff out and like get where you need to go. Like you know, you can get some stuff done um, without like fear of retribution too much. I should say, since there is a character that you can control and enter other people's games, like friend only or anyone, and invade, I have that fucking turned off because I don't need that. I don't need that at all. Like, I believe on Brad was invaded by Dan Reichert because on launch day Dan had the game and you know they're on the same friends list. So I was like, yeah, I don't need that in my life. Brad mentioned that on the Next Lander pod. And I was like, oh yeah, that's not something I want to deal with. I don't want to deal with that kind of thing. So I have that turned off because it's apparently very hard to do. And then in the regular, when it's just the AI, that ain't hard, and that's fine by me. I don't need to be super hard, but I think it's visually really interesting. If the story is fun and compelling, um, uh, did I make a habit of murdering the character that is definitely based on Jack from Twitter? You bet your ass I did. I've killed that guy quite a bit. Uh, Trying to get the timing just right on killing that fucking dude. But yeah, overall, it is it is like really fun to play. The music seems kind of fun. Yeah, the voiceover has been great. Yes, Aristocrat, I agree. The voiceover has been really good. It is really fun to play, especially since you're repeating things. It has been nice that it's still like an engaging world and interesting to kind of. It does have this kind of like you'll figure out what you want to do next kind of vibe, which I really enjoy. Oh, the sticker, where is it going? The eye sticker is moving. The eye sticker is not stuck. I should have put this all together first. I gotta figure this out. The eye sticker has a mind of its own, and I don't need that. Um, I'm told the invasions are very heavily favored in the direction of cult. I mean, that has not been the case in my experience. The AI invasions, I will agree. Cult is you are cult. You're the main character. That's the main character. But uh, the if you are being invaded by a human, that seems to be a real nightmare. Unless they're gonna change it, but I mean the only thing better than that is it's very like especially with the AI like they're just not moving. They have a character that's faster than the other characters, and so you could just like immediately be like, oh yeah, this is not right. Okay, so then we're gonna go with the big eye right there, which you can see the little red there, right in the middle of our kit here. And that, other than one other piece, because this has got a pointy head, we're almost done. Like, this is not going to be a hard kit. I'm going to finish this on Saturday. Like, I don't think I'm going to finish it today, but it's not like I'm going to be struggling with this kit. I'll finish by the end of Saturday, probably. Um, um, I want to see one quick thing here. I just have to go and look. See when somebody sent me a message. They picked up a kit. And I want to see when it's coming. Oh, it's coming on Sunday. All right. So that something's coming off my Amazon wish list, but it looks like it won't be here on Sunday. If it gets here on Saturday, it'll be the next thing I build. If not, I'll do a poll about what I'm building next. Because if it doesn't arrive on Saturday, I'm probably going to start something new. I mean, who knows? But honestly, like this shield comes together fast. The saber comes together very fast. It's just three pieces. Um, the armor, like the skirt and like the waist and the legs and the arms, it's not going to take super long probably. So, but anyway, yeah, Deathloop. I'm really enjoying it. I still haven't played Lake. That's the game that I'm looking forward to checking out this year that I have not played yet because I played the demo a while back, and I would like to get Lake. That is a game that I am interested in. Um, Also, problem this fall there's going to be a new Jackbox Party Pack. So 8 is coming out this fall. It's probably coming out in the middle to late of October, or early November. But usually it comes out like in time for people to play it at Thanksgiving. That is generally the thing, or Halloween, around Halloween or whatever. Um, so I'm expecting that, which is why not this coming Wednesday, but the following Wednesday, the last Wednesday of the month, I will be playing Jackbox 7 because it might be the last time we play 7 with the focus on 7 because it does have a good quiplash, so we'll probably go back to it. But I am expecting to check out 7 on that week. But next Wednesday, um, will be Pat Bear's Anime Club Live. It will be the summer recap, wrap up, and I should say, and the fall preview, where I'll be talking about the shows I'll be checking out. I'll be talking about the shows that I watched. Will every series be over by the time next Wednesday? No. There will be I think 2 shows that I watched that won't be done yet. Maybe just one. Maybe just one. Yeah, I think I'm going to record it, and the last no, yeah, 2. There'll be 2. So that's pretty good. Uh, Hi, Dunk. Welcome back. We're working on the Gyan. We've got the head done here and the chest. We're going to start working on the arms, and we're going to completely build the right arm and then completely build the left arm, which that's a little annoying, but whatever. Um, but yeah, so next Wednesday, my bonus stream will be me talking about anime, which I do all the time anyway, but it'll be me focusing on uh, wrapping up the summer season and then giving a preview of the fall season because there'll be a bunch of shows for people to check out. And who knows? Maybe I can give you a preview of things. I'm really hoping for a bunch of shows on Funimation to justify my monthly subscription to Funimation because I watched one show this season. Um, I am going to get caught up on another one for Monday, like this weekend. So I can talk about Monday. I'm going to probably check out the Irregular Magic School spin-off, the Honor Magic School or the Honor Student Magic School. I can't remember exactly what it's called, but it is the focus on the sister character, and it's basically like the events of season 1 of the Irregular Magic School through the eyes of his sister with new information. Kind of focuses on some of the other girls in it. So I'm probably gonna get caught up in that, and that's on Funimation. But really, How a Realist Hero Rebuilt the Kingdom is the only weekly show I've been watching, and I pay monthly subscription, so I've been looking forward to having more shows. So I think there'll be more, which would be great. I don't mind paying for the subscription because there are other things I watch on there, like old stuff. I get in the mood sometimes, but just kind of like to have more reasons to watch current stuff. I mean, there's stuff on there. It's just not stuff that I wanted to watch. I'm going to go open up Nightbot, and we're going to talk about some manga. We got some time before our pause for the cause, so I can talk to you all about some of the manga that I am currently checking out. Now, when I talk about these things, these are combinations of reading the previews on things, maybe buying them, checking out, a couple issues here and there, looking at stuff that I want to talk about. You can find them in a variety of sources, and it's a little bit of a variety here tonight, which I liked. Or I like being able to do that because even if one of them is like an isekai, it's not really an isekai. It's like, oh, it's a girl wakes up and she's in a dating game or an otome game, and she's the villain, which is the subject of several stories like this. But it's not really about her being reborn. It's more about her being perceived to be a villain, and it's just a love story. I really love it. It's called "Isn't the Villainous Punishment to Enter into a Political Marriage with an Autocrat Too Lenient?" So our main character got reincarnated at a certain point, remembered her previous life, and realized, oh shit, this is the dating game, an Ultima game that I've been playing, and I am the villain. And the story ends, every route ends with, oh, this character was banished and never heard from again. And she's like, what does that fucking mean? Am I murdered? What's going on? And she's like, she tried her best, right? Her big plan was, I'll just be nice. Like, the prince, engage the prince, and then she meets a commoner it's discovered that she's actually royal. She's actually like a relative of royalty, and they fall in love. And in the game, I get in their way. I won't get in their way here. But the thing is, she's got the face of a villain. She's got the laugh of a villain. She's got the eyes of a villain. So even though she's not, and her parents know that she's lovely, she's got like a sister, and she's got her folks, they know that this is a good girl. The world perceives her to be evil. And also, of course, the main character in the story has all these perceived problems. These things are like, she tripped and fell. Oh, well, that was a plot by the main character, right? And all this stuff. And so she's just like, okay, well, I'll be banished. I know this is coming. Fine. Well, her banishment is a political marriage. A9, right? Is that A9? I got the right thing here. Yeah, A9. How does that work? A political marriage with a guy who's like called like the Demon. He's a dude that everyone's terrified of. He is a man of that people fear. Turns out he's misunderstood too. It's a match made in heaven or hell. They are the same. Their mannerisms and their looks, they are perceived to be villains. They are not villains, and they are doing the fucking best they can. And it's there's only been a couple chapters, and I fucking love it. I love everything about it. It is a lovely little story of them like people were like, please don't yell at each other, and please stop fighting, and they're just like, they're not. They're just communicating their feelings. They're both awkward and weird. And like the last chapter I read, he was like, we're getting married tomorrow. If you need to run away, you better run away, because brides had been sent to him, and then he like let them stay in a village and they're looked after. But the rumors are that he killed them. He's like, I didn't kill anyone. But they gave her chances to escape. They're like along the way. Of course, she can't escape because she's afraid for her family that they'll be punished for her. So this is like her penance for a crime she didn't commit. But it's like, I just can't wait to see where this goes. I love the idea of this like match made in some weird thing of like, they're gonna be together, and she's just like, this is not a punishment. This dude seems great. He's just awkward. And they're like, so they're both like calling, and they're like, what do we do tomorrow when it's time for us to kiss? Do I kiss your forehead or your hand or your mouth? Should I? It's just they're awkward because they're like, they don't know. Like, it's very cute, and I think it's a fun premise. And I wouldn't be surprised if he's also been isekai'd into this dating game and doesn't, and just like her. Well, he could be a character in it, but I was like, well, I wonder if he's also like been summoned into this game. So that isn't the villainous's punishment to enter into political marriage with an autocrat too lenient? The next story I want to tell you about is typical action isekai. But still a good story and a fun one. I think it's going places. And this is called Yankee is Loved by Spirits in a Different World. And I want to be clear, in this case, Yankee does not refer to an American or a baseball player. Yankee is referred to, the context, it means like delinquent. So it's delinquent is loved by spirits in a different world. That is another way to translate this that definitely contextually makes more sense. And if this had like, you know, if this was going to come out, Yankee, yeah. If this was going to come out like as a, it's also not damn Yankees. Uh, if this was going to come out like as an anime adaptation, then they would definitely change the name of it into something that made more sense. All right, how does this work? It goes like that. Okay. Um, anyway, this dude, look, does he get in fights? Of course he does. Is he overly strong? Of course he is. He has to be. Uh, oh heck, now I want a baseball isekai. So Lysander, there is one. I haven't read it because it sounds stupid, but there is a baseball isekai, and it's about a dude that goes to a world where wars are fought via baseball, and he gets isekai. And I'm gonna look up the name of it, but it exists. Uh, isekai baseball. Um, in another world where baseball is war, a high school ace player will save a weak nation. Is the name of an isekai. Uh, thanks, Isekai Scans, for finding that for me. In another world where baseball is war, a high school ace player will save a weak nation. Is an isekai that exists. Sounds like Space Jam. I shall try. I can't tell you if it's good or not. It's literally, I have not read it, but I know it exists. And I did think that that was a funny idea. Um, or at least a fun idea. I don't know if it's funny, but it's fun. All right, so then we need PC9, which is this one. Anyway, if only, right? Uh, so Yankee is loved by spirits in a different world. Yeah, dude gets summoned, um, uh, but he's rough around the edges, but like he's a good dude, and he gets the ability to commune with spirits, and they're all cute little friends. They're all like nature spirits, like little they're like little like troll dolls, except their hair isn't weird, but they're just like little friends. They're little friends that are hanging out and think that he's great. They love him. And he's just like trying his best to help people. And of course, he does the usual I hurt, like, oh, I'm going to help somebody just because that's the right thing to do. A thing I really like about him is that he is definitely gruff, like, all the time. Like, he's just got, like, bastard face, like, resting bastard face. And so people are freaked out by him. But he means really well, and he's also very awkward. He gives incredible advice about this dude that, like, um, he's like, you gotta be careful because you can love your sister and then she'll like reject you because you're the older brother that loves sister, and then she's gonna rebel against you and she won't want to hang out with you, and then you don't get to hang out with your sister. So you got to be careful about that. And he says it in a way that like it sounds like he's threatening this dude, and he's like, "No, I'm telling you, it sucks. You can't be the overprotective big brother because you just end up not being able to spend time with your sister." And it's just like him just giving good advice to someone, but he's also just got this like dark face. It was fun. I don't know if I'm gonna keep reading it, but like it was a fun idea. It's a fun premise, so like I don't know, maybe I'll read more of it. Um, Dirty says, I finally figured out the manga about a guy who gets rejected and goes off into the mountains to die, but then gets rescued by a dragon hatchling and unlocks his true power. It's called Sono Mono no Ichi Ni. Ooh, okay. Um, that does sound fun. Uh, Talking about the ones I'm reading now, similar to "Isn't a Villainess Punishment?" Dot dot dot. Here is another one that is a more of a romance story, um, or a meet cute story, more of a comedy isekai, and that is I was summoned by the demon lord, but I can't understand her language, and that's again an isekai title that tells you what, it's a light novel title slash manga title that tells you what the story is. This dude got summoned by a real cute little demon lord. I don't know how old she is, but she's cute. And he cannot understand it. Like, why did she summon a human dude? I don't know. He doesn't know either. Uh, because they can't talk to each other because he can't speak her language. So they're just like, eventually they figure out each other's name, and that makes her happy. And then he also is just like, oh, I forgot a piece. Gotta pop this off. It's cute because he's like, she served him meat once, and that's all that she thinks he likes because he ate it the one time. So she's just constantly bringing him meat until eventually he gets into the kitchen and starts. He gets to the kitchen and he's like, "Let me cook," and he like takes a knife and she won't let him hold the knife because she's afraid that he's gonna hurt himself. So eventually she has to tell like, "Oh, there are like zombie-ish kind of teddy bears. I mean, they're golems that do work that they're asked to do." Which is also cute and fun. It's just a fun little series. I don't know if I'm going to keep reading it, but I like the premise a lot. I love this kind of like, let's work through this, let's figure it out. Also, she's incredibly strong because heroes keep showing up at the demon castle, and it's like, what's going on? Why is this happening? Um, but it's pretty cute. So I don't know. I'll probably keep reading it. One that I think I'm definitely going to keep reading because I really like the premise and I like where it's going is The Weakest Occupation Blacksmith, but it's actually the strongest. So the way they get around this, because a lot of shows like this, which are books or novels like this, a thing happens where the main character secretly is incredible and people don't understand it. And oftentimes that's just, well, they were belittling him or they were lying to him and, like they were keeping the truth for him or they didn't understand that their life was easy because of him because that's all they knew. In this story, it's, well, okay, when you become an adult, you get a job or a skill and a job, and you get along with that a divine treasure, which were created by the gods and help your job, right? The misfit with hidden potential. Yes, indeed, Lysander, right? In this case, this is hidden potential in that blacksmith is considered the weakest job. There haven't been a lot of blacksmiths because what do you think of a blacksmith? Well, they can create weapons. Why would anyone need weapons when you have divine what was it called? What was the name of that? Divine treasure. So you get a divine treasure, it can't be broken or damaged, and you can will it into existence. You don't have to carry it around. You just pull it out of the thin air and then use it. So why would anyone need a blacksmith? So like no one's ever really worked hard to be a blacksmith. And this dude was like, I wanted to be an adventurer. I guess I'll stick to working at the inn that I live in. And then his childhood best friend, who also is like he's lived with because his parents were adventurers, and then when they died, he ended up moving into the inn. So they've been childhood friends for years. She becomes the Dragon Knight, which is the highest possible combat rank you can have. So she's gonna be conscripted into getting like training and go, fight monsters and save the world. And she hates fighting. She's never wanted to be a fighter. She wanted to work at the inn, and then like he'd come back from his adventures, and like that would be their thing. So he's like, "Hey, it's gonna take me a while, but I'm gonna get strong. I don't care that I'm a blacksmith. I'm gonna get really strong, and I'm going to, I'll catch up to you." And I will be strong enough to protect you, so you won't have to fight. Uh, and it turns out that that's probably going to happen because his skill is really overpowered. Like, he's got unlimited storage to store items that he's crafted. He can use appraisal, because of course he can. He can, it takes a while to level up his skills. Instantly people are like, wait, you can make chairs and furniture and plates? And he's like, yeah. blacksmithing, I could just make things. It's a creation skill. Um, so he makes an incredible comfy bed. He makes comfy furniture for the inn, and it becomes famous because it's like, hey, if you go there, you'll have a great night's sleep. It's the best bed. It's like the best bed that commoners have ever had, to the point that like a guy who has trouble sleeping, who is a prince or he's a duke or something, I can't remember what it was just like, I'm staying here. This is the best bed I've ever slept in. Can you help me? Because his little sister is having trouble sleeping. Turns out she's got an item that has randomly has an attribute on it that makes it so she can't sleep. So he like destroys the item and then gives her a new one eventually that prevents it. And he is incredibly overpowered. He also, because he can just store all his items, he could just like pull swords out of anywhere, and as long as he's got a bunch of swords, no problem. Are they going to stack up to a divine treasure? No, but he can use his abilities in ways that people haven't thought of. So he's going to get there, and I like it. I wouldn't say I love it, but I like it. I like the premise of the wait, this skill is actually pretty fucking cool, y'all. Why do people think this sucks? And like, because on paper it does. But I like that. I thought it was a good idea for a story. That was pretty fun. Let's see. And also, yeah, I think like a goddess interferes at one point or intervenes at one point because, of course, a goddess has got to show up. All right, let's get this hand done here. Took the wrong one out. Read that wrong. The A16. So that's the manga that I've been reading a little bit. Like I said, some of these are ones that I'm going to continue reading. Some of these I want to see more of. And someone was like, yeah, that's fine. Like, I don't know if I'm going to read more of Yankee. Because I was just like, this is a perfectly okay manga. But a couple of them I think are pretty neat. I definitely want to read more of Isn't the Villainess Punishment? Because I think that is, like, I love that story of just like these two characters that like their personality or their appearance like are deceiving. They're actually they're sweet, but the world thinks they're villains. I just think that is a fun one, a fun idea. All right, I'm gonna finish panel lining this, and then we're gonna take a pause for the cause, as always. Talk about ways you can support the channel and all that. And then we'll get back into building, and we'll work on the other hand on this kit while talking about anime. So let me just do a little erase here, little erase there. Get this cleaned up, get this ready for finishing the arm. Almost done with this arm. So put a little marker right there. Throw this on here. Throw that on there. Hell yeah, look at that. Nice and easy. Got a hand. Ready to put that lance right in there. Sword right in there. Not a lance, it's a sword. What am I saying? Anyway, I'm going to take a pause for the cause. Now, this is a chance for me to talk to you about ways you can support the channel. All of this is optional. None of this is things you don't feel like you have to do any of this, but if you want to, you're more than welcome to. First things first, if you're currently a subscriber, let's throw the bear cave, the leg of the site, the moat in chat. Let the people know that being a subscriber is an easy way to support what I do here. You can use cash money. It's September, so you could save money on a subscription. Also, you can save money converting a gifted sub into a real subscription. If you regular, I should say, not real, regular. If you've been gifted a sub, you can convert that, save money. If you've been using Prime all this time, you could convert that to a regular and save money there. If you gifted a sub, you could save money. These are things you could do if you wanted to. You're under no obligation to do that, but that would be great. And of course, if you gifted a sub, you could join the gift sub leaderboard with Sin and Aristophan. Or you could do bits and coins, always appreciated, with like Bald Ridge and Herald. That would be rad if you want to do that. You don't have to do that, but if you wanted to, you could. Because subscription is the easy way to support what I do here. There are other ways, and I got to bring up the other ways. You got to jump back into back into my Nightbot commands. I don't know why I closed this tab, but I did. You could also support me via my Patreon at patreon.com/PatBear. If you're watching this later on YouTube, what's up YouTube? You can find all this in the show description there. I'm going to get through these very fast, and we'll get back to building, but I got to do my ad reads because I don't have sponsors. So, got to talk about this stuff here. Patreon.com/PatBear, $1, $3, $5, and $10 tiers. So you can check that out if that's something you'd like to do. Let's see, what else we got here? Oh, yeah. I have a YouTube channel, as I mentioned, and I have a membership there, $2 a month on there. If that's where you'd like to support me, would be through YouTube. You could do that. Anything I make through YouTube, through Patreon, through Twitch, goes to buying model kits and equipment. And that also includes direct donations, which you could do if you wanted to. I'm going to put that right in there. How to monies. Direct donations also go into a fund where I buy model kits along with the money I make everywhere else because I have to constantly build model kits. Now, the last kit I built, the H2 Magnum, was bought off my Amazon wish list, which is very kind. I shot a video, explaining this was a kit that I would be building next. I have another kit coming in the mail, which I'm very excited about building. Sorry, that is an older kit. It's another Revive kit that I would like to build. But if you buy something from Amazon, it jumps the queue. So when that comes, if that arrives in time, I'll build it after I finish this. If not, I'll move on to something else from my wish list or from my backlog, my personal backlog. I've got inexpensive Lego kits. I got expensive Lego kits. I got a lot of Lego cars stuff in here because it'd just be fun to build those cars because they look neat. I got model kits that are inexpensive, model kits that are very expensive, things that are just like, why is that $40? It's a high grade. I don't know why a high grade would be $40, but it is. It's not even that old. How is that master grade fucking $56? I don't know, but it's a cool kit. Yeah, so I got some stuff in there. You buy something on my wish list, it jumps the queue. Also, I'd be grateful. It's that obviously that's not required. You don't have to do that. Now, alternatively to that, if you went to USA Gundam Store, you could buy a gift card to USA Gundam Store. Then you could whisper me here on Twitch or DM me on Twitter, or send me a message on Discord, I guess, if you're in the Discord, with that code, and then I would take your gift card code and buy something from USA Gundam Store, and that would be pretty neat. Speaking of Discord, I got a Discord. That's a way to support me for free. Over here, there's a link to my Discord. I post build photos of every stream. People post stuff they're working on. People promote themselves. It's a nice little community. There's like 1 to 2 posts a day. It's very laid back. But yeah, you can join that Discord if you wanted to. A couple of videos for you to check out. Pat Bear's Anime Club. The numbers on this episode are not great right now, and that's a bummer. Because it's a story time, so it was very fun for me to film. I know it's not like me discussing a bunch of shows or something like that, or like talking about why, hey, this is the Idol show you should check out if you've never watched an Idol show. Like, I know it's not like that, but it's me talking about the year plus of my life, like year and change of my life, that I worked at an import store back in the year 2000 into 2001. And I think it's a great, weird story of like this year of me working and what it meant to work at a store that sold fan sub VHS tapes and then also model kits and import games and bootleg CDs and all kinds of stuff. I think it's a fun video, so I recommend checking that out. Another video you can check out is the best of Build With Baer. If you ever see something on one of these streams that you think is a fun moment, you can always clip it. Clip the video and that'll show up and I'll check that out. But I take a moment from something that happened during a stream that I think is funny or fun or weird, and then I put that up every Wednesday with hard embedded subtitles or captions. And this latest one, is just me like with my theory on trash. Trash being the entertainment variety, not the garbage variety. Although sometimes it is the same thing. But yeah, it's just me expounding on that. That was a fun little clip. That was from when I was moving here and when I was staying in an Airbnb in between leaving my apartment in New York and flying here to South Carolina. So that's just like also a fun little time capsule for me. Um, all right, I'm gonna drink some water. We're gonna go back to the overhead. We're gonna talk about some anime, and I'm gonna start working on the other arm of this kit. So we'll do all those things, and then we'll start working on the legs, I guess. Because yeah, this kit's not gonna take a whole long time to build. But yeah, let's get back to building. It's time to get back to it. Anime. Here's the list of anime I've watched in the last couple days. Are they all isekai? Yes, they are all isekai because these are the days that isekai comes out. There's one on Tuesday, two on Wednesday. There's 11 this season. One just ended. One will be continuing on because the Great Jaw will not be defeated. Started late in the season for some reason. Great. That was not my intention to rhyme. Anyway, let's talk about that time I got reincarnated as slime season 2. This is the second to last episode, I believe. Shit went down, big reveals were made, but here's the thing I want to fucking talk about. I'll get into the play-by-play, but I got to start with the most important thing, is that there's a fight between Milliam, who is perceived to be under mind control. She is fighting with her uncle, Veldora, in his human form. And the thing you gotta know about Veldora, the dragon, is that he has been hanging out inside of Rimuru mind for a long time. And he's been reading the memories of manga in there. And he fucking digs manga and anime and video games as Rimuru remembers them. So when he fights Milliam, he starts throwing Hadoken and saying Hadoken. He literally yells Hadoken, Hadoken, Shoryuken, and does the moves. Does he do a Kamehameha? Yes, he fucking does do a Kamehameha. It's fucking ridiculous and great and doesn't make any sense. And the fact is, none of it's bleeped. There's literally in the credits like a references Dragon Ball Z at the thanks to Toei, and it's just like that's so great because usually when an anime references another anime or a manga, they don't say the fucking names. They like bleep it, or they're like the one. In Jujutsu Kaisen, they reference the spirit gun, but it's like bleeped. But because he does the finger, he does the hand thing for Yu Hakusho. But because he doesn't do the move, but he like references he wanted to do something cool like that, and he says, whatever he ended up saying, and it's bleeped. So it was like so weird that it was not bleeped in this. They were just like, yeah, of course you want to do that. So that was really weird. That was the weirdest part of this. But anyway, Veldora showed up, and so he's battling Milliam, which is also is like he just flat out goes, "Oh yeah, my niece," which like we kind of knew, but he's never really said out loud, and so that Rimuru could be like, "Wait, what? Oh, that's right, you're both dragons." Or it's like Milliam's father was a dragon, who was I guess the younger brother of Veldora. The magical beast that's being controlled by Clayman is suffering and asks for help, and Rimuru breaks Clayman's control and rescues this fox. It was like the nine-tailed fox, basically, that was also summoned like a monkey and another thing. So basically saves all of them real easily, not a big deal. We don't even see the doll that Beretta was going to go fight. Like, this thing looked tough and had a bunch of arms, because it was a doll or whatever, and it looked like it could be a threat, and we don't even fucking see it. It just gets decimated, and then Beretta is just sitting there cleaning the parts and organizing the parts of this doll because he wants to give it to, or she, I should say, wants to give it to Rimuru as a gift because Beretta also wants to have the labyrinth moved like her master does. It's whatever. Um, let's see. Yes. Then the Hinokins and the Shoryukens are happening. Shion is just kicking Clayman's ass, like absolutely fucking decimating this dude. Now that it's a one-on-one fight, he like is like, all right, well, I guess I got to use my whole power. And he like starts talking shit, and then she just kicks his fucking ass, like unbelievably humiliates him, basically almost murders him, all but murders him, and it is just fucking so great, and it really does like just show like how fucking actually weak he is compared. Like he's a demon lord getting his ass handed to him by like an evolved ogre, um, but still, she just fucking decimates him. It's great. Um, uh, also turns out Milliam has been faking it the whole time. She was just like trying to find out what Clayman was up to. He never had control of her mind at all, ever, which we knew about, but other people didn't, including some of the demon lords apparently didn't. Carrion is not dead because Frey was part of all this. Was never really aligned with him. And yeah, Carrion is fucking alive. Got beat up but didn't die. And then Shion fucking wrecks Clayman. Carrion and Milliam argue, and it's cute and fun. They're getting along. It's nice. Let's see what else happens. Rimuru promises to help Carrion rebuild his home because he's like, well, I captured a bunch of Clayman's forces, and they'll just be labor to help you rebuild because that'll be their punishment. Because he's been thinking that far ahead. Because also Rimuru was like, yeah, I was gonna beat Clayman. It wasn't gonna be hard. He doesn't think I'm strong. I think Rimru's just like, I'm the third or fourth or second strongest person in the world. Like, I think Guy is probably the only person actually stronger than him. He's like, yeah, I wasn't worried about Clayman. There are characters for him to be worried about, but it's not that. Let's see. And then Clayman has regrets, and somehow some of the souls that died on his watch, he like forces an evolution. It's not going to be as that strong, but he forces an evolution. So now he's evolved, and so he is definitely a threat to Shion. But Rimuru's like, yeah, this was within our expectations. That when pushed, you might evolve. So Rimuru is super fucking confident that he is going to beat a powered up Clayman, and we'll find out next week. But yeah, this was a good action. This was a good let's fucking solve some of this shit that we definitely need to resolve here. Let's get some of that resolved. Let's get moving with the story, and then we'll move on to the next part of it, which was cool. Drugstore in Another World, The Slow Life of a Cheat Pharmacist. So apparently, I didn't know this. Apparently, this anime's been getting a lot of shit because it's not. People are like, this isn't an isekai. It says an isekai, but we don't even know how he got transported. And it's just he just runs a pharmacy, and it's just oh, yeah. If you wanted this to be a typical action isekai, it is not that. This is a slice of life. They're just they're not worried about how did this guy get isekai. That doesn't show up in the first episode. The first episode, he has a pharmacy and he's helping people. He's got a pharmacy. His receptionist / assistant is a ghost, and his other assistant is a young beast girl. She's a wolf girl. She calls herself a werewolf because he thought she was a werewolf at first. So she's like, yeah, that's what I am. I'm a werewolf. And he's not, she's not that, but because he said that, and you're you get the sense that maybe she saved her life. I shall give it a try. I mean, here's the thing. Not every episode of this is good. It's not a great show, but it's a cute show. It's a little bit the vibes of I've been killing slimes for 300 years and maxed out my level, um, or 3,000 years, whatever that one is. It's a little like that. I would say it's a little bit those kind of vibes. But I think it's even more cutesy in a way that I enjoy. It is a slice of life that happens to involve a character who got transported to another world. I tried the manga, and there were parts I didn't like. So I will say this this story apparently has been like there's a character that shows up way later that is like the beginning of the manga. They skip over the whole thing about like Mina's backstory and how they got into the house. That comes later. I'll tell you this: the last episode, which is going to be next week, they're actually going to talk about how he got isekai, which they kind of talk about in the first thing, but they haven't in this show. So they skip all over the place. And there's some characters like, I don't like that the first story is, hey, my girlfriend is crazy. Can you help? Turns out she's just has anxiety and she's not sleeping well. Which was great because I was like, hey, we're not going to say, oh, I got this pill to fix your girlfriend, are we? We're doing that in the first episode? So I don't love that. That character also is barely in the show. This episode featured my favorite minor character, who is Paula, who owns an equipment shop. And she's studying to renew her license, and she's really stuck. The anime doesn't translate it, but she calls herself like Big Sis because she's a little older than Reggie, the main character, and she calls him Reg, which I also think is fun. But she just has like a lot more personality than some of the other characters, and it's clear that she likes him because weird, he's the main character, and all of the supporting female cast have a crush on him. Maybe not Vivi yet, but probably. But she's like kind of does, but she's not. But she's got way more going on. So she needs help. He ends up giving her a potion because the show revolves around him making pharmaceuticals that are sometimes just like soap or body wash, and sometimes they are sometimes, like I said, they're a body wash, and sometimes they are like a potion to keep people away or to make it so that you can hear the person's thoughts. So sometimes they're fantastical and sometimes they're silly. So the girl who's an elf, the female elf, I should say, the female elf has a bit of a storyline. The manga about the male elf that is way too close and a little predatory towards Reggie is downplayed a lot. He's just like he's barely in it. I think he's in the show twice. But yeah, that character isn't as much in the show, and he's mostly just like, what's up? He's just too close. He's not, but he's not like aggressive like he is in the manga. I haven't read all of the manga, but I do remember reading that and being like, what's going on here? What's up with this dude? Anyway, Paula needs some help. She gets the help. I like her. She's one of my favorite characters in the show. She's cute and fun. Later, the next sequence is Vivi is she is a water spirit that has self-esteem issues because people stopped worshiping her at the shrine because she never did anything because spirits aren't actually supposed to get involved. But now she works part-time. But because she's a water spirit, she has to use this cooling gel so that she doesn't like burn up from being outside of the water. But she's like, I'd like to get a tan, and like have my skin be a little smoother. So the request is to make sunblock, and also I love this. For some reason, the ghost is also like, yeah, let's make a sunblock, and they're like, you're a ghost. She's like, it's still Mina's like, skin is still important. Anyway, it works really well. It's really popular, so much so that they're like, hey, touch my skin. It's bouncy now and smooth. And everyone's psyched about that. And then Noella, who doesn't care about girly stuff, but she does care about the fact that her boss or master, she calls him, is paying more attention to other girls. So she's like, I did too. Check this out. And it was kind of a cute thing. Reggie does seem Reggie is like aware that some characters who are are like him, but I don't think he's aware that like there's a bunch of ladies that are real into him. Anyway, a lot of the other ladies come by to get it because it's a big hit, and it's also good because too many people keep showing up to eat lunch, and it's costing Reggie too much money. So they made some money off of this new sunblock, and it's very popular. And like I said, the next episode seems like it's going to be how he got isekai, which is cool because to kind of get into it. But yeah, it's a cute show. I mean, it's just a slice of life that uses the trappings of an isekai to tell the story it wants to tell. And I don't know. I think that's cool. I'm a fan of it. It's not great. I will forget it. At the end of the year, I'll go, oh yeah, that came out this year, huh? But, I mean, it's not even my favorite isekai this season. But it's still, like, pretty okay. I'm going to panel line this arm here, then I'll build the hands, and then we'll put it all together. And the last show I've been watching is a sad episode of Tsukimichi Moonlit Fantasy. Because this show had, like, look, people gotten beat up, like, there's been some sad moments in it, but it's been kind of pretty light compared to other shows. But basically, there was an explosion at the end of the last episode, and 4 people died. 2 adventurers who were trying to steal things from the demi-plane where Makoto, had brought them to save them because they were going to get killed by the forest ogres. And they rewarded being saved by trying to steal stuff because they believe humans are superior to other creatures. I don't know where they got that idea because they certainly are not. But also, the mini version of Tomoe, her like fragment of her that was a cute little like monk girl, died protecting everyone, and also an orc died to protect people. And a few other characters got seriously injured. So Makoto, he intercepts the memories of what happened, so he knows what happened, and he finds the human, this blonde-haired woman, who is not repentant at all for what happened because she doesn't believe she was wrong. And Makoto fucking snaps, and it's brutal. She dies in brutal fashion. I don't want to say how he murders her. And he definitely was strong enough to scare her or hurt her or whatever, but he just kind of coldly kills her and then freaks out about it. Do they focus on the other characters that have been summoned as well? No. As far as we know, Makoto is the only character that's been summoned. There is a girl that looks a lot like, as far as we know, there is a girl that looks a lot like someone that has that he knew that he had a crush on in the past. But that is it. As far as we know, he's the only character that's been summoned. They talk pretty recently. They've been talking about how there are characters that can move between worlds, the gifted, and that the fact that his parents were the gifted, which he already knew. He already knew his parents. He already knew that his parents were from that world and traveled. And part of the bargain they made in order to do so was that they would give their most prized thing to the goddess, which turned out to be Makoto. And then, of course, he got rejected. But anyway, murder happened, and it's a fucking lot. Because that blonde-haired woman is gone. But yeah, so they have a funeral, which is nice for the departed. The Lich, which would have gotten a name at some point, gets a name named Shiki. And their work on the fake human city in the demiplane where they can have adventurers, they're working on ways to make that safer. That is the big plan now, is to figure out ways to make that safer so that these kind of incidents wouldn't happen again. And everybody's kind of like figures out how to move on. Makoto, let's see. Makoto makes plans to head to a city because he's going to go. He and Shiki are going to go and learn more about the world, because he that's part of the thing. He's like, I don't know about enough about this world. I need to find out more about what's going on. So he's like, okay, let's go to the city that has like an academy, and we're going to study stuff, so I can get a better understanding of this world. And Tomoe's like, I'm going to try to recruit some of those forest ogres to come live here because they're strong, because we need more strong people, and they're strong, so that would be a good call, which I would agree is a good call. And then there's something about researching. Oh, for some reason, because she's into spy shit. Uh, um, uh, Mio wants like stuff about guns. She wants to learn more about guns because she's into the idea of being a spy. But she's gonna also like help working on the town and all that. And so Shiki's gonna accompany Makoto, and then they get separated. And there's a voice that says "Found you," and we don't know whose voice that is. And then Makoto is suddenly transported to an unknown location and attacked by two people, and two of his fingers get cut off for a move that was apparently supposed to kill him. And we don't know who these people are. There's reference to a demon war, so maybe they're demons. But yeah, his fingers get ruined. Now, he is super powerful and can most likely fix that shit. It's the goddess voice. She even has a stupid laugh. Dirty, yeah. I mean, it's a thing of like the "found you" from a female voice definitely sounds like when he went to use that teleportation circle, this is a thing that she's prearranged. So these could be other transports. These could be demons. It could be the goddess just put him in a place where two people would attack whoever showed up. It could be that she, like set him up and they work for the goddess or whatever. It could be any of those things. But also like, he's next episode gonna figure this shit out because he's the main character. So he'll figure some shit out. But it's looking rough. I watched the first episode, Moonlit Fantasy, but got distracted. I should give it another try. So I like it. It's not my favorite by any means, but once the dragon character like Shin, who later becomes Tomoe, and Mio are there, like it's got some comedy elements to it. I do love that this dude, like, he just is so strong. He has such a strong demonic aura that humans are freaked out by him, so he has to wear stuff so that they're less freaked out by being near him. And it's just like, oh, that just sucks, dude. But he's also like, yeah, just incredibly strong. Because yeah, he was supposed to be an overpowered human, and instead he is an overpowered human that also is like can't hang out with humans because the goddess is just like so mad at him. I wonder if it's going to be like in So I'm a Spider, where it turns out the goddess is actually evil and is forcing people to fight for her own entertainment. So she's clearly, like, in episode 1, she looks at Makoto and goes, "You're ugly. I can't believe that those two people made an ugly kid. I'm going to send you the edge of the universe. Don't ever, don't go anywhere near my humans, because you're going to make them like, you're going to gross them out." So she's definitely not a good goddess. She's not a good person. Nobody necessarily expected that to happen, but like he gets warned. He's like, hey, she's a little weird, so, whatever. But, yeah, no, she sucks. Clearly. She could have just sent him back to to Earth, where he grew up in, instead of abandoning him, like sending him to go die somewhere, and is now mad because he's been interacting with humanity because he wants to go on basically all he wants to do is like go on a quests and adventures like his parents did. But she is not psyched about that. I don't know. I don't know where it's going to go, but I think it's good. She made him Halo jump without a chute. Yes. And then it was only kind of due to some intervention, the fact that, so the kind of like cheat they have, like he's given cheats and he's super strong, but the mostly is he's from that world and there was no magic on Earth, but he didn't have magic powers, but he always had magic powers. He just couldn't use anything while he was there. So he is actually super strong and can survive, and has kind of thrived um, outside of like some incidents that happened. For the most part, it's been like pretty smooth sailing, and he's done actual legit good in the world as well. Um, at the very least, at the very least, sort of like a yes, John Carter or Mars scenario. Yeah. At the very least, he has made two disasters. Like he's calmed down two like calamity level people, and he's like keeping them from devastating the whole of that whole planet by being their master. So like he's doing okay in at least in that category. The eternal dragon and the spider woman who just went mad because she was constantly hungry and could not be controlled. It's worked out pretty okay. All right. Hey, we got some time left in the stream. What anybody watching anything? Anybody checking anything out? Like I don't know, you watching wrestling? You watching football? You watching any anime, YouTube series? What are you checking out? What's going on with folks? I like that the dragon joins forces with him so she can watch television. Yes, his memories are the thing that piques her interest the most. She's just like, what's going on here? There's just like a lot of knowledge in your brain that I am fucking psyched about. And then it turns out she's really into historical dramas, which I think is just fun. It's fun. That's just like a fun character choice. But yeah, what are y'all into? What's going on? I like hearing from you friends, about what you're checking out there. Um, let's see. My um, I'm probably this is a probable. I'm not actually watching it yet. Um, I'm gonna double check. The Spider Woman gets into Super Sentai shows. Yes, in the comic, she briefly talks about liking Sentai and Saturday morning stuff. But then that's very brief in the anime. She talks about that, and then later, recently, she's been really into spy thriller stuff. Like there's a point where she does investigating, like a private detective, and she's real into that. Let me actually just see if this is available right now. I believe the live action Given is on Crunchyroll. At least they put a clip up of it on their YouTube, and I haven't investigated that, so I'm going to check that out right now. Because if the live action's actually on Crunchyroll, I'm going to check that out because Given and yeah, Parentheticals drama, it's there. Ooh, they have 6 episodes up. Oh, that fucking rules. Uh, I did not know. I knew the live action drama of Given was out there because that is a popular thing in Japan. Is to do a live action version of an anime, um, and it's rare that those get subtitled or official releases, fan subs and stuff like that. But official releases are certainly rare. And yeah, you can watch on Crunchyroll the live action Given. They put a clip up, and so I wanted to verify that. It's different in that the music is different because it is literally the actors playing, so it is not the anime voice actors. These are going to be young people, somewhat age appropriate young people doing this. So it is not exactly the same, but still it's still a story about two dudes sharing their love of music and eventually their love. Period. It is still a fucking gay. No, we don't even know. I want to put drama. It is still a goddamn beautiful drama about heartache and moving on and discovering talent and trying to fucking be high school people and like figure out like what's love at like what the fuck what const like what even is love. uh and Yeah, so like you said, the songs aren't identical. The story isn't going to be identical. I don't know if there's more than 6 episodes, or if it's just adapted into that. But it's still a queer love story, a queer high school love story that also has beautiful music. I recommend the anime and the movie. It's one of the best movies based on a property I've ever seen. The Given movie is just more of the story, and it deepens other characters in a way that's like the characters that you're like, hey, that drummer, what's going on with that drummer? And then they're just like, here you go. Here's backstory, and you're like, oh. But it is beautiful. It is a beautiful story, and the music is incredible. Given is so good. I can't tell you if the live action is good or not because I have not seen the live action. I can only tell you that the anime that it is based on is very very good. Um, and they should have that year that it came out. They should have won Best Couple at the Anime Awards, but it's okay that they didn't because who the fuck knows? Except that because they were a real couple, a real duo trying to figure this shit out. But yeah, that is a lovely story. Uh, love Mafuyo, main dude, just so goofy, and just so lost. Little puppy dog boy. Uh, Good times. Anyway, anybody else watching anything, reading anything, checking anything out? I got more manga to read. I got that I'm gonna want to read. I've got more. Uh, there's a gotcha. Isekai. No, it's not an isekai. There's a gotcha action series. Revenge Tale. Let me know if you heard this before. Our main character was was being used by his party. They didn't actually love him or care for him or want him there. They were using him, and so then they leave him for dead. They try to kill him and leave him for dead, expecting him to die. But instead, he unlocks the ability that he's always had within him and didn't realize that it was a great ability. And now he is building an army for revenge, and he's going to kill all of the people that tried to kill him and get his sweet, sweet revenge. I think it's like at level 999 unlimited gotcha or something like that. I don't know. I'm going to read a little bit. I'm not usually into the uh, I've been betrayed, so I'm going to kill all of you kind of stories. I don't mind the I've been betrayed, so I'm going to go out on my own. But usually the revenge tales I'm a little less interested in. Um, Sometimes they're not bad, but for the most part, it's like, oh. There's another one that's like, uh, everyone gets isekai in the classroom. Our dude's power is like unreadable, so they think that he's weak, so he gets like sent to a place where he'll die. He swears revenge on all of them. But then of course, his mystery abilities are incredibly strong, and so he's like, uh, or he ends up like being gifted some cool abilities by a god, who was like looking to have him do some work, save the world or whatever. Uh, so he's like rethinking, like, well, do I actually want brutal revenge now that I have like a purpose? But who knows? Maybe he will eventually get some good revenge. Uh, I forget the name of that one. I'm probably gonna check that out. Um, I don't know if there's any other. Let me look at my manga list. I write down the names of things that I'm like, ooh, I should check this out. So let me see if there is something. B9. Mm, okay. B9 is this piece. We're almost done with a leg here. We're getting close to the leg. Oh yeah. That the one that the revenge tale I'm like might check out is it's not really a revenge tale so much as it's just like it's a weird story. As the boy who had been controlled, the boy who had been continuously burned by the flames of hell, revived, he becomes the strongest flame user. Is a kind of interesting premise of a dude that's just like, hey, um, uh, you need to be sacrificed to save the village. And he's like, what? He's like, yeah, go through that gate. You're going to die. And you're going to be burned alive until your spirit ends. And then when your spirit finally ends, then someone else will have to go in there to replace you. You're replacing the last person. He's like, what? And so he does it. And he just eventually gets used to, like, he gets used to all the flames, and then he absorbs all of them, and he leaves, and that village is gone when he gets back. That village has been gone for hundreds of years. There is no revenge. No one is left alive. So he's just like, well, I guess I'm going to go on a journey and yeah, I'm real strong now and figure out what's going on. And I was like, I might read this. That's kind of an interesting premise. Lastberg says, the new Valheim update dropped, so I'm checking it out, starting over in that. Ooh, okay, well, have fun. That sounds cool. And Lysander says, I've been looking at heterogeneous linguistics, which is an old travelogue where a human student is sent by his professor to the Beastlands to learn their language. Ooh, oh, it's an odd travelogue. Ooh, that does sound cool. That sounds neat. There are a few stories that I want to pick out. I forget the name of one, but there is another manga that I think like has like a weird translated name. But it's basically like the premise is there's a dude who he's called a demon lord because he's like a weird mad scientist type character. He's not a bad dude at all, but like it is perceived that he is evil, or he has the perception of being like maybe like whatever. Anyway, a young lady appears right near him. Oh, what got here? Ristofan just gifted a tier 1 sub to Lysander. That's your 44th gift sub. Thank you so much for that support, Ristofan. Welcome, Lysander, to the Bear Cave. Enjoy your emotes. Throw the Bear Cave Lego set emote. Thank you so much for that unprompted help there. And then Aristofan also gifts the 45th sub to they're in Reincarnated Berna. I don't know how to say your name. I'm sorry. But yeah, you need to get to 45, which is a better number. Welcome. They're in Berna to the Bear Cave. But that rules. Thank you so much for that. That's so nice of you for gifting that sub. Enjoy the gifted sub. Welcome to the old Bear Cave. That's so nice of you. But yeah, thank you for that. What am I doing wrong here? So this goes here, and this goes into this. Oh, thank you for the follow, Phantom Wolf. It's not an isekai, but one of those planetary conjunction things where the people in the chunk of their planet merge with the Earth. Oh, yeah, that does sound neat. But yeah, Phantom Wolf, welcome. Thanks for hitting that sub button. But yeah, so basically, a girl has been accused of a crime that she did not commit, and she is basically running for her life. This is just the wrong piece. A20 and A8 is what I need here. Which one did I grab wrong? Here's A20. I just grabbed the wrong one. That's why this isn't working. It's one of those weird things where it wasn't working because I used the wrong piece. So strange that when you pull out the wrong piece, it suddenly isn't working right. Huh. And now it is because it's the right piece. And then we're almost at the end of the stream. You can tell because I'm getting sloppy with connecting these parts. Oh yeah, so basically, girl has been accused of a crime. She fled, and he is just like, okay, well, you're staying here. You're now my maid, and I'm going to look after you because I was also betrayed once. So I know how you feel to be betrayed. And it basically is kind of a somewhat cute story of him trying to get her out of her shell and have her like live for herself because she's lived for other people for too long without saying anything, and her like being a complete person. Because like literally the only thing she's ever done for herself is escape from prison before she was murdered. That's like literally the most she's ever done for herself. So I don't know. I thought that was a kind of fun premise. I'm going to check that out. Uh, Something like I picked up a daughter and now I want her to live for happiness or something like that. Because his plan is like, we're going to be selfish and you're going to start loving things and respecting yourself. That's his grand plan. I think I started reading that one, but forgot the title and couldn't find it again. Yeah, it's it it's got a terrible title, or more likely, whoever is scanning it just put a weird title. The title that I have for it is, and this is, as I said, terrible title. I picked up my daughter whose engagement was abandoned and taught me that I'm good. Eat delicious food and make it fashionable and produce it as the happiest girl in the world. So that is a bad translation. I'm sure there's a better one out there, but that is basically is because he doesn't consider her to be your daughter. He's only like 4 years older than her. So I'm like, what do you mean I picked up a daughter? Like, what are we saying here? He didn't pick up a daughter. Uh, but yeah, I kind of like that idea of just like, okay, well, you're with me now, so it's gonna be okay. I will make sure it's all right. C1. Um, and A32. We're going to finish up this leg and then we're going to get out of here. But yeah, if anybody else is watching anything, enjoying anything out there, let me know. I always like to hear what you all are into, if you're playing any other games or anything like that. I'm gonna put more time into. I'm gonna put a little more time into Skatebird. Also, I got a code for Skatebird, so like I'm not like too worried about like, getting my money's worth. But I'm gonna be playing a lot more Deathloop because like I don't know if I'm gonna ever finish Deathloop, but I want to get better at Deathloop. That is a thing I would like to do. I would like to get better at that game, and and kind of get the rhythms of it, and get some kills in. It might have started as a dojin because I've seen comments that the main character strongly resembles a kicked out of the party girlfriend stolen by the hero manga. Oh yeah, I mean that's possible. Uh, and we'll go in there, and we're just cleaning up some stuff here. We're just doing a little panel lining. This doesn't need a lot. There's not a lot of panels in this kit, or there's just mostly like little indents, little notches. So that's easy for us to hit with marker, and it will make it look real good when we clean it up. And once we're done with this, we will go ahead and find somebody to raid, because we always end every stream with a raid because it's better to support people. And I'll give you something you can go do and hang out there. Sometimes it's somebody doing model kits. Oftentimes it's just a cool streamer that I think is neat, doing some stuff. Generally, they're West Coast friends because my East Coast friends don't stream late into the night that often. So we'll find somebody rad to go raid. We're gonna do that now because I am now done cleaning up this kit just about, and we finished the leg. We got a lot done here. You're pretty hooked at this point on Berserk. I'm going through almost 5 of the 8 deluxe editions available. Yeah. Here's the weird thing. I started my reread of Berserk like 2 years ago, so I'm pretty caught up. I think I'm a little behind, but I had gotten caught up to 2 years ago, or yeah, I had read through all of it again, and then I need to finish it. But yeah, so I probably wouldn't start at the beginning again, but I don't think I realized how many of these giant tomes there would be by the time they're done. It'd be like 14 of them. Yes, there. Hey, there's a lot of it. There is a lot of Berserk. Berserk ran for a very long time, and yeah, there's a whole mess of that series. Anyway, let's go see who is streaming right now. My next my next stream will be on Saturday at 9 p.m. Eastern. Please come check that out. I will be working on this kit. We'll probably finish this kit. I mean, not probably. I assume we will finish this kit. Oh, Wiggins is playing Chrono Trigger. We're going to go raid Wiggins. We haven't checked out with Matt Wiggins in a bit. So we'll go give him a raid. Uh, kind of sad. Oh, totally, Lysander. It's very sad. But that's also why a lot of people are reading it, reading Berserk now, because it's been the motivation to kind of check that out and kind of find the parts that, or find the reasons why so many people love that story. Anyway, yeah, I'll be back on Saturday. I'm going to finish this. Either I'll be starting the kit that was bought off my Amazon wish list if that arrives in time. If it doesn't, I'll be doing one of the other kits. I might, you know what? I might just start the strike. I have a strike master grade that I bought in January, so it's been sitting here in my backlog since January. So I might just build a strike noir. I think it's time. Anyway, let's go raid Wiggins. Feel free to come along on this raid. It'll be fun. He's playing Chrono Trigger. That's a good time. I hope you come along on this. My next stream will be Saturday, 9 p.m. Eastern. Please come back for that. Thanks for being here tonight. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for talking in the chat. Thank you for the gifted subs, Arist fan. Appreciate that very much. Hope you all had a good time. Hope to see you on Saturday. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye. Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye. Let's go raid. Okay.